Hi friends, I am not in my garden today, but it is dustry. I'm here in my family room. Today I'm going to be showing you how to style houseplants so that your houseplant collection looks like a curated collection and not a crazy jungle person's house. So stick around, I'll show you how I'm going to do it and my tips and tricks for success. So you might have heard in one of my previous videos, but here in Willamette Valley, Oregon, we're experiencing a lot of wildfires in our surrounding areas, basically all over the state of Oregon right now in August. And unfortunately, I've made the decision for my family and myself to not go outside as much as possible to breathe the air quality because bring the air because the air quality is not great. So I know there's a lot of people working outdoors that can't avoid, being outside at this time. But we've decided to stay inside as much as possible. But it actually gave me a great opportunity today to check in with some of my houseplants because I'll be quite honest, I have been outside in my yard so much that my houseplants have been kind of suffering. I mean, I've been watering them when I realize they're droopy, not a real good set schedule like I do in the winter, and they just really needed a good dousing of water, a good rinse off. And so today I've been going through my collection and deciding that it might be time to edit. It might be time to take some of those plants that are my absolute favorites and maybe let go and rehome some of the plants that maybe aren't, bringing me as much happiness as they once did. So let me go ahead and I will show you the space that I'm going to be working in today, which is my family room. And I will show you some of my plant collection and some of my other decor items, which I'm planning on styling in the two bookshelves in my family room. And then I'm also going to be working, I don't know if it's going to be today, but I'm going to be working on my living room. I call it my living room versus my family room. And I'm going to be styling my mantle and some other kind of display tables in that space as well. I'm not sure if I'll get to that today, but let's go ahead and see how much we can get done. And I'll give you some tips on how to keep your plant collection looking amazing. All right, so I'm going to start by just showing you kind of what I've cleared off and what I'm working with. You can see I have my cleaning supplies here. I did pull out a couple decor items that I thought might look nice with a fall display. I have some candles here, which have a remote control, a set of serveware here, some vases that I thought kind of had a fall look. But I also have this bay window back here, which serves as a great place for a lot of my houseplant collection. You can see I have some hanging, pots as well. And so that is like one of the main spots where I do display a lot of my houseplants because it's the best place for them. So one of my tips for success here is when you're styling houseplants, think about where you're going to put them and what is going to be the best for them. Think about the light source and what they can and can't tolerate. I just have to show you my pothos plant, which has made it almost to the second corner of the room. So again, this pothos is super happy in here, and it is a little bit of a jungle vibe, but I still am here for it. So I didn't take this pot down because it's attached to the wall, but I did water it really well today. And then here are my kind of my entertainment center, I guess, or my bookshelves. And these are from IKEA. My husband and I put them together many years ago. And you can see it's kind of matching on both sides. Now I also have a, plant here that's going around to this side. And my goal is to get them to meet right in the middle here where this light is. What do you guys think? You think I can make it happen? I'm going to guess by Christmas. By Christmas, they're going to be together. I don't know. We'll have to find out. So anyway, this is the other spot we're going to be working on. You can see I've got my exercise bike here and my weights, and I just have a chair so that I can get up to the top here. And then I might do a little bit of styling here under my television, just maybe a few things. I try not to have it get too crazy. And then over here, you can see this is my backyard. I do have this small gaming chest. So I have like family games and things like that there, family photos. So I do have some area here, which gets really good light from the sliding glass door. So this is the space that I'm working in today. And let me go through some of my other tips for success when styling houseplants. So tip number one I have for you in this process is to really think about your plants and what kind of conditions that they might need. Do they need a lot of light? Do they need less light? Is there more light coming through the window now than there was maybe the last time you thought about it when you put that plant there and now they're starting to scorch? So think about light requirements for the particular house plant that you are thinking about using. And I would say 1.5 would be to really start with a clean slate. So wipe everything down, get rid of any of the dust and debris, and really start with a fresh space. So the next thing I decided to do was just pull out some of my fall decor. So some of this is Thanksgiving, some of it is, more of fall stuff, some pumpkins. You can see there's some Thanksgiving stuff. So I need to kind of go through and decide, what could be used kind of where. And again, this is not like a home decorating channel, but I just wanted to kind of show you my thought process. So this is kind of what I have to work with. And then these are from my garden because this is more of a gardening channel. I harvested this morning and I did a video about that, which I will link down below. And then I've just been kind of on the lookout for some other things. So I picked this basket up at the Goodwill the other day for I think it was like $2 or $3. I had this bucket, which is orange on one side, and then it does have like a jack-o'-lantern face on the other side. But if I put the orange side out, that would work really well. I do have this basket, which I love. I got this at not a estate sale, but like a vintage fair or whatever. And I think that one's really cool. So my second tip for styling your houseplants or styling your home for fall or your houseplants with your home for fall is to look at the decor that you have and see, how you can incorporate it or make it work. Obviously, there's going to be some stuff I'm going to get rid of in here, but, I can work with what I have. The third tip I have for you guys is to consider looking for baskets, any kind of tinware, and anything else that can, bring on a fall look. But all you have to do is, pop in the houseplants in the pots that you already have into something like a basket, or if you had like a bucket or some sort of, what am I trying to say, galvanized, buckets or something like that. So hit up your thrift stores and your Goodwills. I tend to look for, like I said, baskets, tinware, and then anything else that looks like an interesting container that would hold, one of the pot sizes that you might already have in your houseplant collection. So tip number 4 I have for styling your houseplants for a fall decor display in your home is to really love on your plants. So get them all out from wherever they might be and really drench them in water, wipe down the leaves, give them a little spray off in the shower, really assess their health, look for any, signs of distress or insect pressure, and really just take some time and love on your plants. So that is tip number 4 I have in this process. So thinking of, assessing the health of your plants, I went ahead and pulled out a lot of my jade collection, which I actually had in that bay window. And then here is Mr. Midnight joining us. Please don't mind my really bad, dirty patio that's covered in ash from, anyway, here is, part of my jade collection. So I went through today and I just really drenched them, but I'm going to go through, like this one has, maybe some that I can propagate there or maybe not. And then I want to look for, kind of signs of distress. So I noticed a few of them are starting to look a little, a little wilted. So the leaves will start to do this. They'll start to pucker and look wilted. So that's telling me that I'm not doing enough watering with these, which again, I've been busy in the yard, so haven't spent as much time babying my houseplants as I do during the winter. But they all look great, but I do want to think about, again, the containers and trying to come up with this fall look. So some of these colors might work. Like for instance, that green color, I could see that working. Obviously the white terracotta, but the blue one there, that's one where I could, omit the blue colors right now of my collection and, pop this into that basket or some kind of other container if I have access to one. So I'm going to go back inside and I'll show you a little bit more of my collection in there that also got a really good watering and a little bit of love from me today. So this is my utility sink area. This is in my laundry area. Alexa, do the laundry. Anyway, so I love this utility sink. It's fairly new to me, but I can pop my plants in here. I can give them a really good drink. And then I do have my plant food right here. So every time I fill up any of my watering cans and stuff, I can give them a little bit of fertilizer. But this one today, I used the hose and I sprayed everything down. And so this is a really good station, a workstation to do that. If you have anything like this, a utility sink in your garage or something like that, consider using it for this process of watering your plants and really giving them a good drenching. So tip number 5 I have is for you to choose matching containers. So if you're a person who you're just starting out your houseplant collection, you don't have maybe but a few, if you put all of those in the same color pot, it will help to unify your display and just the cohesiveness of the look of your plants. So I'm thinking terracotta would be a great choice. White pots would be a great choice. Anything with a similar color all together. For instance, I have a whole set of blue patterns and blue pots because that's a color that I was styling in my home at one point. So again, something like going somewhere that might be affordable for you and just looking for pots that are all the same color and the same material can help to unify your houseplants. All right, you guys are gonna have to forgive my kitchen as far as like dirty dishes and stuff, okay? So anyway, couple things, couple more ideas for you. I used to, put stuff like this, or, I still kind of like these, but again, if I'm doing a specific like holiday display, I might, get rid of some of the, actually, this is another one that needs to go in the give to someone else pile. But, I might decide to get rid of some of the little artsy things that I like to put in my plants just for, this specific display that I'm doing. But again, I'm going to look at, so like here's a good, for instance, this rattlesnake plant is obviously not happy where it's at. The amount of light it's getting has changed since I put it there, and I really need to move it. And so, taking everything out and really assessing is a good thing to do every once in a while. This is what they call a Christmas cactus, which is totally needs water. I have just, dead leaves. I have feathers. I'm not sure why that's in there, but I just need to go through and, kind of give some attention to some of these plants before I decide where they're going to go and how I'm going to incorporate them into my design. So the last tip I have for you guys today when doing this kind of project is probably the most important, which is to have fun. Give yourself some time, have some fun, put on some music, maybe put in your earbuds and like listen to a podcast or a book, whatever like makes you feel peaceful, even just some music, either upbeat music or kind of mellow music, depending on what it is you need to find balance for you right now. And just make this a fun experience. Don't try to rush it. Be okay with making changes and taking things as they come, and be okay with not finishing if it just doesn't quite get done today. Just make a plan to continue it on, take a break or come back to it. Maybe you need to run to the store and get a couple things. So, give yourself the flexibility of time and try to make it an enjoyable experience for yourself. Okay, enough with the rules. Let's get busy. I'm just gonna do this. Let's see how it turns out. And I'm gonna put on some fun music and make it happen. Here we go. All right, so let me show you what I ended up with. It's really hard to see because the light is in this window, but I did my spider plant in here where I just popped that into a white planter. And, I tried to be picky about the plants that I was selecting as far as the container that they were in, the amount of light that they will need. And, um, I tried to pick some of my favorites, I guess is what I'm saying. So I really tried to make it more of a curated look rather than she's a crazy plant lady, which I kind of am a crazy plant lady, but here is how that turned out. And I feel like it's looking good. I still have some room down here to do more decor or storage or whatever I decide to do with that. And then over here, this is how this turned out. Um, I really like the way that the neon pathos looks in that basket that I scooped up. I think that looks so cute. And I love my real pumpkins that I've got there. I do have a spot right up here, which I'll probably put another one of my big, ones in blue, since those are both blue. They're not really part of my fall look. But over here, I got my little owl, my pine cones I collected last year, which I just think those are really fall looking. I've got this other planter here, which I have some like raffia I'm going to put on the top. Is that what that's called? Like raffia to kind of hide the blue pot of my fiddle leaf. And I went ahead and pruned it up a little bit too. It had leaves all the way down, and I wanted it to have more of that tree-like appearance. So tell me in the comments. I think you saw it in my sink earlier. Do you like what I did to that? I think it's looking pretty cool. I've got another jade, another sort of drapey plant, one of my pumpkins, a couple pieces of serveware that I think have a nice color and texture, and a vase that's pretty handy. So I have some other things, up in my my cabinets there. It's kind of like my china hutch area, but mainly I was working on, the 4 open shelves, the side here, the little banquette side of my bay window, and across the television. So I'm really happy with how it's starting to look in here. And then just to finish it off, I did this little corner here. Let's see the dogs in the background. They're crazy. Anyway, I've got my family picture here, which is one of my favorites. And then again, just kind of picking my favorite things. This is so, like, these are looking so good. This one, like I said, was getting too much sun, so I think it'll do better there. And, just something simple over here in the corner. All right, you guys, well, thanks for checking out my tips on how to style your houseplants for fall arrangements and decor in your home. I hope that you liked the video and that it was a little different on my channel than some of the other ones that I've done. If you did like it, please go ahead and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. I hope they're able to join me for the next video, where I'm going to take you through styling my family, or my living room rather than my family room, and my mantle, and bringing in some other houseplants into my seasonal decor. So thanks for checking it out today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.